The gray is clouds today, not smoke, but we're monitoring a possible severe storm threat, so we'll see if those storms are actually going to show up. Karen?
All right, Ben, also first at 4, a car smashes into this building in Southfield while witnesses had to race to the rescue. Breaking news from Washington, Labor Secretary Alex Acosta defends his record in connection to a controversial sex trafficking case. Jason.
You're about to meet a guy who is a world record holder, and yet has something to do with shooting basketballs. Oh, and making them too.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. It was a wild scene in Southfield this morning after a driver loses control and then slams a car through the side of a jewelry store. Now, after the car hit the building in the area of Telegraph and 10 Mile, it quickly caught fire with the driver still trapped inside. Before firefighters were able to get to the scene, nearby business owners ran over trying to rescue the woman from behind the wheel.
So we were trying to open the trunk, we were trying to open the side doors and try to pull her to the back of the vehicle. Couldn't get her through.
We hope whoever was in the car is okay.
Now, right now, there's still no word on the condition of that driver. We're working to learn what police believe might have caused her to lose control, and we'll have more on Local 4 News at 5. A 16-year-old will now spend decades behind bars for murder. Antoine Perry was found guilty of shooting and killing 19-year-old Devin Woods 11 times outside of a Wayne Athletics Center back in November. In court today, Wood's mother asked the judge to issue Perry the maximum sentence, life in prison. Instead, Perry was sentenced in accordance with a plea agreement and will spend between 25 and 40 years in prison. A months-long probe into the finances of Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabry has now come to a close. He and his family had been accused of improperly purchasing foreclosed properties at auction while he held office as county treasurer. Sabry's attorney said his client submitted more than 2,000 pages of records to support his claim of innocence. At a Wayne County Ethics Board meeting today, the case against the treasurer was dismissed. Family and friends said a final farewell to former auto executive Lee Iacocca today. He was remembered at a mass at St. Hugo of the Hills in Bloomfield Hills.
But for decades, Lee's feet and hands moved mountains while he was here on this earth. And Lee knew that this life was his once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and he wanted his life to matter. Lee wanted to live in such a way that the world would be glad that he did.
Iacocca, the man widely credited with reviving the Chrysler Corporation as its CEO in the 1980s, died at his home in Los Angeles last Tuesday. He was 94 years old. In today's first forecast, we know afternoon heat can whip up some rain, so let's bring in meteorologist Ben Bailey. He's monitoring the radar. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, Karen, you felt that humidity today. It came back, and it is definitely thick out there. But so far, we don't have any activity on 4 Live radar in the state. There's some showers that have started to pop here across the border into Ontario, but we are going to be watching still for the potential of severe weather tonight. We remain at a marginal risk, although it looks like the highest potential is going to be up north, northern parts of lower Michigan, maybe even into the UP. Even though that chance is slim and a lot of us are going to see nothing out of these storms tonight, it still remains that anything that does show up has the potential to become severe. Temperatures are going to be falling through the 80s tonight, still staying with that humid air until tomorrow. We've got a pretty nice finish to the work week and some stuff to watch in the Gulf of Mexico that could have an impact on us. We'll check that out in a few minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. We do have breaking news from Washington. This afternoon, this man, Labor Secretary Alex Acosta, is defending himself over a controversial sex trafficking case. Acosta was the prosecutor that reached a plea deal years ago with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Epstein is facing new charges. Acosta facing calls for his resignation. Let's bring in Devin Scillian. He's in the newsroom. So what did the secretary say?
Well, Karen, Secretary Acosta tried to reframe the story surrounding that controversial plea deal from years ago. He says federal prosecutors got involved to make sure that Epstein would go to jail when it looked like Florida prosecutors would fail to get any jail time in the case. Acosta says the feds gave Epstein a choice.
Plead guilty to more serious charges that require jail time, registration, and restitution, or we'd roll the dice and bring a federal indictment.
Now, just this week, Epstein was charged by federal prosecutors in New York for incidents that occurred between 2002 and 2005. He has pleaded not guilty to 2 charges connected with the sex trafficking of minors. The new case puts the spotlight, though, back on the old case involving Acosta. Today, he argued his team did well to get jail time and label Epstein a sex offender the first time around. Acosta cites a local prosecutor's affidavit saying it shows the old case was not a slam dunk and faced some challenges with testimony.
She talks about the victims being scared and traumatized, refusing to testify, and how some victims actually exonerated Epstein. Most had significant concerns about their identities being revealed.
It was a pretty lengthy news conference, but in a nutshell, Acosta paints a picture in which federal prosecutors actually did much more than state officials, he said, could have done. Leading Democrats are calling for his resignation, but Acosta says he has the support of President Trump and acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, despite any reports to the contrary. So right now, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Karen, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Devin. We'll see you at 5.
You bet.
An embarrassing diplomatic situation has come to an end with the resignation of Britain's ambassador to the United States. Someone leaked cables from Sir Kim Derrick that were highly critical of President Trump and his administration. While Britain defended the ambassador's right to his personal opinion, President Trump made it clear he would no longer deal with the ambassador. Britain still investigating the source of the leak. Ticker tape parades in New York City are a special honor. Well, today, the U.S. women's soccer team was celebrated for winning a record 4th World Cup. The women were given a warm welcome by thousands of fans after beating the Netherlands on Sunday. The issue of equal pay was hanging over the celebration, with the crowd at times chanting in favor of the team. The women have filed a suit demanding the same pay as the men's team and are headed into mediation. Team co-captain Megan Rapinoe celebrated the team's diversity.
We have pink hair and purple hair. We have tattoos and dreadlocks. We got white girls and black girls and everything in between. Straight girls and gay girls. Hey!
During the festivities, the president of the U.S. Soccer Federation did say the women deserve fair and equal pay. Okay, so if I told you the Guinness record for NBA three-pointers made in 1 minute was recently broken, you'd probably think Steph Curry, maybe Klay Thompson. Well, you'd be wrong. Actually, it was a 35-year-old guy from Temperance. Jason Colthorpe went there today and immediately discovered the secret to his success.
Living at this home here in Temperance, Michigan is a Guinness Book of World Records holder. And when you see what's beyond those walls, you will completely understand.
Got all these baskets up on the side. I got 4 hoops on this side right here as you go along. There's a scoreboard up in the middle.
The back of Anthony Miracola's house is basically a 10,000 square foot YMCA, highlighted by a 10-rim basketball court.
On a daily basis, the bare minimum shots that I make is 500.
Which is perfect for this former All-State hoop star who now coaches kids on shooting and is himself a quick shot champion.
If you had this kind of setup, you could probably set a world record too.
Setting the world record for most NBA three-pointers in 1 minute has been on his radar for a few years now.
I like Guinness World Records, the book when I was a kid. You know, I was looking through different records. I was like, you know, they've got to have some different ones. So I started looking it up just on their website, different things, records, and I was like, man, you know, I could do some of this.
And could he ever? In February, Anthony obliterated the record of 26 by making 31 shots. And to pull that off, it requires some specific skills. I'll let him explain as you watch him do it again in real time, with a little help from me and our photographer, Zach.
It's just like being in a real basketball game, and you really just try to, you know, you just try to become one with the rim and just focus and like almost block it all out. And I try to kind of just get myself in a zone, you know, to where I'm just getting in a nice rhythm and building my confidence. And that's really it. Just try to block out everything and just let the practice and all the repetitions that you did leading up to it kind of take care of it. My wife is, yeah, she's my teammate with it. She's standing there handing them to me one after another. Because it is a little tricky. It's because a lot of it is you gotta I want it in a certain spot, and I want it at a certain time, not too early, not too late. Just because a lot of it is just building rhythm and you know, getting it situated, and it's a lot of hand-eye coordination. I got 32. I missed 3. I think 32 for 35. So I guess it's a new world record.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right.
It doesn't count because they weren't sanctioning it, but you think that's amazing. But how about this? Miracola is going to break another record this Sunday, the record for most NBA three-pointers in 3 minutes. In fact, he has about 15 to 20 Guinness records he's hoping to break in the near future. I also discovered another fact. He's the national Pop-A-Shot champion, the little mini basketball game, which blows your mind because when you shoot those really well, you're usually not good at the big balls.
You would think like somebody would be like backing him and he could make money off this.
Well, his video on that went viral. He was hoping to get sponsorship. That's his next goal, and I wouldn't put it past him. He also holds the record for being able to take care of the baby while doing an interview. I saw that
during the interview. He was rocking his little baby. I was like, what a good dad.
He did a great job with that today.
Multitasking. Yeah. All right, thank you, Jason. Yeah. Still ahead, you are not going to believe what police say what was happening in this photo. A mother facing criminal charges. Wait until you hear her explanation. This is no routine robbery at a gas station. We'll show you how the thief stunned his victim, and it was caught on video. Plus, it could be time for a makeover. One of the world's most famous women is teaming up with one of the world's biggest retailers. Big news in the beauty business coming up.